Hello and welcome to my No Man's Sky, The Beginnings, my first combat. And you can tell that it's my first combat. The way I do recordings on No Man's Sky, because most of the time I don't have a clue where I'm going or what I'm doing, and I'm just recording. And then I come back and do a commentary on the recording or the subject, like first combat. And I'm in a hauler, and I have the base weapons, so you can tell. This is about 17 days after I recorded that video that I'm doing the audio overlay. So where I am today from where I was 17 days ago is pretty amazing. Because I don't have today, 17 days later, I don't have too much trouble with pirates in the sense of I can handle them pretty well. Now I'm sure some of you can handle them even better than I can, of course, but I have better ship, better weapons, those types of things, but I did okay. I haven't been killed yet. In the whole time, the whole 17 days, I haven't died, and I've killed about 100 pirates. So it's not my primary focus, but I've killed quite a few, and pretty comfortable in combat now. So just stay tuned and get a good laugh or two in the way that I'm chasing the pirates and the way I'm using the throttle and those things. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. So be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. It won't cost you anything. You get notified when I produce more videos, and eventually it'll help me with YouTube. And underneath the video in the description, you'll find ways to donate. We need some hard drives for our drive storage because, like I said, I record all my in-game, and then I pull video out and add commentary to it most of the time. Sometimes I do the commentary live. And so I need more hard drive space for our drive array, and our graphics card's starting to overheat, and I've turned up the fans and done about everything I can do, but we're not at the point that we can purchase new equipment, so we're just looking for help, and no amount's too small. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 770 videos as of the publication of this video. So let's get back to the entertainment. My first combat. Now on my second try, I might have been a little bit better. I also traded or added a fighter because I knew hauler wasn't my best bet if I was going to try to take on pirates. So I got a little bit better ship. I haven't improved the weapons yet, but it's still more entertainment than it is educational. Yeah, the best sound there was hostile ships defeated. In my defense, though, I am using an Oculus Rift S and the touch controllers. It's definitely no HOTAS, and it's kind of hard to stay on the target with the Rift S VR controllers. starting to really like that hostile ships defeated remark.
Warning. Threat detected. Hostile ships approaching.
Yeah, we've added a lot of improvements since our last combat. We have a barrel fighter and we have a phase beam. Things are improving. And this was about 7 days after the first few combat incidents. And in the top right, you see 5 markers, and right now, only one of those are set. Those are escalation combat markers. When you get all 5, the Sentinels are not happy. And sometimes the Sentinel ships come in waves. You destroy 2 or 3, and then 2 or 3 more will come, and then their freighter will show up, and yeah, it can get really crazy.
Hostile ships
But as you can tell, currently we're still at escalation 1. And try not to hit the good guys' freighter, because then they'll kind of view you as an enemy. And if you destroy all of the pirates, sometimes they'll either give you a freighter or give you a big discount on a freighter. So try not to hit the freighter with your weapons. Now when the Sentinel freighter shows up, you need to take out the turrets.
Hostile scan detected.
The escalation markers have risen to 2 out of 5. Which now it means that the reinforcements for the Sentinels have started to arrive. Now, if your shields go way down, like say in the lower 20% range, just boost away, let your shields build back up, and then flip around and go after them again, or they'll come after you. I usually throttle all the way down to nothing, and they'll come at me. And you can turn and hit them and stay with them a lot of times easier at much lower throttles. Now in Elite Dangerous, I don't do ship-to-ship combat because the foes are quite more deadly, and I'm not as comfortable going after pirate ships in Elite Dangerous, but No Man's Sky seems to be fine. You might have also noticed that the escalation factor has moved to 3 out of 5. The escalation factor is now at 4 out of 5.
Hostile ships approaching.
The escalation factor has moved to maximum, 5 out of 5. Means reinforcements and the Sentinel freighter will be showing up to launch against us. There's that Sentinel freighter just to our left. And its turrets will start shooting at us too, and that's when our shields go down fast, much faster. And I believe we took care of all the ships, and now it would be time to take care of the freighter. The best way to do it is come in from the front or from the back and line up all the turrets in a row and take them out one at a time. Don't go from the side, because then they'll all be shooting at you at the same time. Go from the front toward the back, or from the back toward the front on one side, because they're on both sides. So you'll take out one row on one side, then take out the other side. And of course, in the beginning I didn't do that because I really didn't know what I was doing or what was going on. But you learn pretty fast the best ways to handle it. And underneath the turrets there's this round disc facing outward. If I get a chance again, I'm going to try to take those out after I take out the turrets. Many have said you cannot destroy the Sentinel freighter. I'm just wondering, that disc, it looked like we were able to take some of them out, especially during editing and rewatching the video. So if you get a chance, look for those round discs that are underneath where the turrets were. And then after you destroy the turrets, see if you can knock those discs out. And as you can tell, my pirate rating went to notorious. I destroyed 50 starships. So that was pretty cool. And I believe it's over 100 by like 10 days from that time. A station is probably a good cooldown area if you just had enough. Do not, if you have a base in that system, do not go to your base. The walkers and the most fierce sentinels will show up at your base. So a station's a good place, or exit and give it some time before you exit the station. I'm not really sure because I'm not a combat specialist, but it gets quite crazy. If you get to your base, especially if you have a prefab, you can go get in the prefab. I don't think they can shoot you there, but it's always a learning experience when you do something that either you're not real comfortable at, or you do something completely new. And I still had the starter multi-tool at the time. Of course, 10 days later, I have the experimental. I have 2 or 3 Class S multi-tools, and one of them is maybe not completely maxed out, but it's pretty hefty. So I think if this happened again, I could handle the Sentinels showing up at my base better than I did the last time. And I would bring you that video of the Sentinels, the Walker, and the Maximum Sentinels showing up at my base, but something happened and it didn't record. So it was right after those last fighters and taking out the turrets and going down the back end of the Sentinel freighter. I can't find that video. Far as I thought it was recording, but something has happened and I wasn't able to locate that. So just to let you know, I'm not sure I want to go to Escalation 5 in the future anyway, but it's an experience. If they wave after wave after wave of pirates continue to come after you, and the freighter shows up, and you take out the you take out the turrets, and what happens normally when you take out the turrets is it'll disappear and another one will show up. They'll just keep coming. So it's just non-stop. Well, I thank you for coming along on this my first combat. It was my first week of combat, and I didn't do it non-stop, but when they showed up, sometimes I would take them on. And so it was an interesting experience. So if you would, make sure you press that subscribe button at the lower right hand corner of the video. It doesn't cost you anything, and you get notified when I create more of these videos, and someday it might help me with YouTube. And underneath the video, please consider donating. We need additional equipment, and we can't afford it right now, so if you could help out the YouTube channel, would really appreciate that. No amount's too small. And underneath the video to the far left, you'll find our YouTube channel page, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 770 more videos just since January of 2020, r/3306. And if you're watching this video in the future, well after the published date, there's probably many more than that. So be sure to watch more of our videos on No Man's Sky. We also have a series on Elite Dangerous. And if you like No Man's Sky, you'll probably like Elite Dangerous also. So continue to watch the videos. Join us for some of the next adventures that we go on. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.